Thanks for watching, everybody. This is odds.com. If you missed the show, check out the link below. You can see the whole thing over on odds.com. Let's go. Anthony Pettis taking on Alex the Great White Morono. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know how I feel about this fight. Anthony Showtime Pettis is a former lightweight title holder in the UFC. He's the guy that knocked out Ben Henderson, but he is 2-3 in his last 5. He got a lucky fluky punch where he knocked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson back in 2019, one that we cashed in on, catching that fluke. Ever since then, though, he's been broken by Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, and Diego Ferreira. He got a decision win over Donald Cowboy Cerrone in a fight where I thought Donald Cowboy won that fight. It was very close. It was back and forth, so it wasn't like a robbery or anything like that, in my opinion. But I thought Cowboy won the fight, and that would make him 1-4 in his last 5. I mean, Pettis is a guy, in my opinion, that is just on the fade list. I think his stock is dipping. He's going downhill. Now he's moving back up to 170. He's taking another fight up there. He is too small for 170 pounds, and he is just a broken fighter. He's a shell of himself, in my opinion. I love Anthony Pettis. As a fan, I absolutely love this guy, but he quits now. He breaks. He's a guy that you can absolutely make wilt. So Alex, the Great White Morono, trains out of Fortis MMA. He's got some big-time teammates fighting on this card with him. He is on. Now, let me tell you all this. So all of you remember how he got knocked out by Chaos Williams, right? Everybody remembers that. He was on a 3-fight win streak before that. He bounced back against Reese McKee. He took everything Reese McKee had to offer. He hit him with the kitchen sink and everything. Looked fantastic in that fight. Now, I know that's a big difference in competition and skill level, but what we saw was a good spot for Alex Morono to bounce back and show what he really can do. And now that he's got some confidence under him, now that he's back on track, I think this is a spot where he just breaks Anthony Pettis. Morono has all the experience in the world. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, forward pressure, constant forward pressure. And if he hits Pettis with anything close to the shots he hit Reese McKee with, Pettis will quit. Morono, don't quit. You've got to end this guy. He's got 4 losses by decision and 2 of them by knockout, one of them coming from Chaos Williams, who I firmly believe is one of the hardest hitters we have ever seen. His other knockout loss was all the way back in 2014. I don't think that Pettis is going to be able to finish this guy, and that's really been Pettis' path to victory. He either explodes on you with a big shot that you don't see coming, knocks you out, or he catches you in a crazy submission, armbar from guard, that kind of thing. But everyone's really wise to that these days. He hasn't caught anybody with that kind of a win. He caught Michael Chiesa in a submission all the way back in 2018. Yes, he caught Wonderboy with that big knockout bomb in 2019, but everybody else has really been wise to it. Even Jim Miller was able to take Pettis to a decision, and that's not really a good look these days. That was all the way back in 2017. I just think Pettis is a shell of himself, and I think this line is backwards. I don't understand why people are betting on Anthony Showtime Pettis at this stage of his career, especially coming up a weight class against a guy who lives at welterweight. He's used to fighting these bigger guys. He's used to being a 170-pounder, and now this blown-up 155er is going to step up into his cage. I think it's a bad spot for Anthony Pettis, and I really wish I had waited. I got plus 160. I put 2 units on Morono at plus 160. He's my big dog. This one jumped off the page at me. When this line came out, I went, that's wrong, and I hammered it, and I didn't even think about the fact that people would bet Anthony Pettis. I thought people would be like me, and they would be looking to fade Anthony Pettis. I didn't want to get plus 130 on Morono, so I went ahead and hit it. He's sitting at plus 200 now, folks. Like, Anthony Pettis is getting all the love here, and I just personally don't understand it. So let me catch up here. I know I kind of went on there for a bit, so I want to catch this up here. Yeah, DFS, buddy. Hopefully that money keeps coming in. I mean, my problem is I've already got 2 units on him, so I can't make Morono a 3-unit underdog play when he hits plus 250. I mean, I can. Maybe that's a game time decision. If we win the first couple bets of the night or something, Morono's just going to be my Hail Mary to get me out of the hole here for 2020. Marlon Z does think that he's going to get the upset here. Bob's Burgers, you got your shout out. I love your show. Let's see here. Yep, liked Pettis at minus 120, not minus 240. Morono, All right, let's go here. Yeah, 9 minutes. That's what I was talking about. I wish I had waited to bet him as well. Fourth level consciousness. I mean, I don't expect him to. He probably can, but I don't think he wants to. And Morono is a guy who doesn't really use his black belt in that way. He's an offensive, opportunistic submission grappler. He's not a guy that really dives in for takedowns. And I know, historically speaking, grappling Anthony Pettis has really been the way to beat him, but especially in his last fight, like against Donald Cerrone, I thought that Donald won that fight, and I think that Alex Morono's striking game is next level, whereas Anthony Pettis, the game has kind of passed him by. We know what he does. He's never changed anything. He's not any different or spectacular anymore, and I think Morono's going to be able to shut him down. I think the pressure and offensive output of Alex Morono will break Anthony Pettis. And honestly, I think this is another spot where we sprinkle that round 3 prop, because I don't know if, we might get another quit on the stool job from Anthony Pettis, because what Morono did to Reese McKee, Pettis isn't surviving that. Yeah, the Bellator slide. I like that. It's not showtime. It's slow time. All right. Catching up here. Martin thinks it goes to decision. All right. That's not a bad look. It definitely could. Let's see here. Chad doesn't think he's losing, but I don't know if I would call Morono a bum, my friend. I mean, he's got some solid wins, and of the two fighters, he's on the upswing right now. He's 30 years old, coming into his prime. He beat Keenan Song, Zach Otto, Max Griffin. I mean, those are pretty good wins. All right. Lots of comments. All right. We've got 414 people in the chat. What is up? That's why I can't catch up with the chat right now, is because everybody chiming in here. Yep. There we go. Cousin Judd in the house. Thompson, Pettis, and Aldo all trying to hold that off. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to talk about this. This really feels like this whole card is the changing of the guard, in my opinion. We've got a couple other spots on this evening where it's old school versus new school, and I just feel like we are seeing the new school take over. I really feel like we're going to see a lot of those in the spot. All right. Thank you, fourth level. I appreciate you, my friend. Anton, Morono's chin, that's a valid point. I forgot about the Nico knockout. You're right. But let's look at the guys that are knocking him out. Like, Nico has ungodly power, and so does Chaos. To come back from the knockout from Chaos and then go to war for 15 minutes with Reese McKee, I think he's answered those chin questions. I think you have to have that special power to knock out Morono. And maybe Prime Pettis had that power. I don't think current Pettis has that power. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let's move this show along, folks. We've still got a lot of fights to talk about. So far, I believe we've got 2 bets that are locked in. We've got Dalcha Lungiambula at plus 230, 2 units on Alex Morono at plus 160, and I will cry when Morono wins, because I could have had 2 units on him at plus 200, and that would have been a much, much nicer cash. Yeah, Kevin the Carrot knows what's up. Do me a favor. Smash that like button. Smash the like button.